Hello, everybody. How we doing today? Welcome to today's WTO. Before we get started, just a couple things. Obviously, I'm sitting on a stability ball. You can sit on a chair. We're going to need something sitting. And if you'd like, we're going to do some stretching a little bit. So if you have a mat, might be helpful to you. You don't have to, but a mat might be helpful to you if you have one. Okay, so basically today's WTO again, let's kind of like work out those kinks a little bit, get a little stretch going on, some breathing. I know we've been sitting all day, want to wake up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is, speaking of breathing, let's kind of release some of that tension that's been built up from sitting, working, stress. So let's go take some nice deep breaths. What we're going to do is breathe in deep. Try to do a nice 5-second breath, hold for 5 seconds, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. Before you're probably not going to hold it for 5 seconds and all the above, but we just want to have a guideline. We just want to try to shoot for something so we take the biggest breath that we can, okay? So let's go ahead and work on that first breath. Let's take a nice deep breath in through that nose, fill that chest up. As much as you can into that chest, work it all the way into the belly. Hold, and then breathe out. Okay, let's go on. Let's go for another one. Nice deep breath in. Again, we're going to try to hold that breath for 5 seconds. And release. Okay, we're going to take another deep breath. With that breath, though, we're going to actually extend our arms on this one. So take a nice deep breath in. At the same time, bring those arms up. Hold, not quite as long. Breathe out. And let those arms fall. Good. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. Hold. And slowly release those arms all the way down to the side. Good. Now from our seated position, we should feel a little bit more relaxed, release some of that tension. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of a stretch on while we're sitting here. Basically going to take one hand on the opposing leg, rotate back, just try to stretch that torso a little bit. Hold for about 5 seconds and then rotate the other direction, okay? And then rotate the other direction. Hold it for like 5 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. We want to breathe during this. And relax. So we take a deep breath in on the way back. Hold in the stretch. And then release coming back. Same thing other side. Deep breath in. Rotate back. Hold that breath. Hold the position for a few seconds. And release coming back forward. Nice. Now we're going to do a simple fall forward. Take a deep breath in. And then on the release, I want you to actually fall forward, keeping that spine straight and neutral. I'm going to actually turn to the side a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. So again, nice deep breath in. And literally just fall forward. Notice my spine stays straight though. Keep a nice straight spine in that chair. Fall forward. And then you take the next step and actually use your elbows to push those knees out a little bit. And open up those hip flexors and lower back. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Release it. Fall forward as far as you can. Again, you can use those elbows, push those knees out, and we're stretching out those hip flexors and that lower back. Nice. Good. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add to it. So another deep breath in. Fall forward, but when you fall forward, you're not going to hold it. You're going to take one hand, place it in the middle of your legs, and then take your other arm and rotate it up. Good. And then back down without coming up, other arm. And rotate it up. Good. We're going to do this a few times on each side. Here we go. Rotate it up. With this, we're getting a combination of the thoracic, hip flexors, and lower back. All those areas get really stiff while we're sitting all day. So we're just trying to open them up. And again, we just keep rotating back and forth. Quick little short second or two hold at the top. And then bring it back down. Good, roll it back up. Very nice. We're gonna actually come out of the chair now. We should be feeling a little bit better. This should actually help us open up as we actually now move to the mat and stretch on the mat for a second. Now these movements, we're not gonna stay isolated. We're gonna be moving during these stretches, just so you know. So it's not gonna be something static. We are gonna be moving. First thing I wanna do, take split stance position, left leg forward, front foot flat, okay? Back leg knee should be pretty much directly underneath your hips at 90 degrees. And basically take a deep breath in, raise that arm up, and I want you to actually squeeze and push your glutes forward in order to stretch that hip flexor. And then from here, we're gonna move back with a bend forward, bring that toe up, and we're actually just gonna move back and forth in this movement. Stretch that hip flexor, stretch the hamstring. Stretch the hip flexor, stretch the hamstring. This also really helps wake you up because it gets that blood flow moving. Okay, and we're gonna do this 5 times. This is the 4th. And 5. Good. Switch the other side. So again, nice deep breath in. Reach up, squeeze those glutes, push that hip flexor forward, and then bring it down, bring that toe up, and then we're just rocking back and forth with the movement. Coming forward, and 5 times again on this side. Nice. Good. Now, we want to take a frog position. So we're going to take our knees. We're going to actually push them as wide as we can. Okay. Basically, we're going to squeeze those glutes, get a nice straight position. And then from here, we're actually going to push back, release those glutes, push back, reach. And then we're going to come right back up, squeezing our glutes, getting that nice straight position again. And we're going to do that 5 times. We're breathing the entire time we're doing it. Squeeze, relax, push forward, reach as far as you can, and come up. Now when you reach, go ahead and reach at an angle a little bit to get a little bit more of that lat. Lengthen out that side, and come back up. Same thing other side. Reach at an angle a little bit, and come back up. Here we go. One more time each side. Nice. So we've done a good job of stretching, open things up. Now let's do a little bit of activation. So we're going to bring those knees in a little bit. Right now my knees are directly underneath my hips, even with my shoulders. And basically what I want to do is come to a standing position out of this stance, okay? That basically is going to force my hip flexor to engage and drive my leg up. And since they've been dormant all day from sitting, this is going to be a good activation tool to release some of that tension, okay? So we're basically driving one leg up, square position, standing tall, and we're literally going to step back down, lead with that same foot, right back down. Now we're going to do the other side. So right leg up, standing tall. And honestly, when I do this, I want to try to keep my body as still as possible and just use that hip flexor to lift that leg up into that L position and then stand tall, okay? So the first couple times might seem really easy. Might be saying to yourself, why on earth am I doing this? But after the 3rd or 4th one, you're going to start feeling in that hip flexor. You're actually going to start feeling that engagement. You're going to be like, yeah, I feel that. I feel that. This is just a really good activation movement to compensate for all that sitting every day. And again, switch off with the leg that you're leading with. okay? And then as you come back down, make sure you're kicking that same leg back, okay? Do this a couple more times. Again, notice my body stays still as can be. Just trying to use that hip flexor to rotate that leg up. One more time each side. Also have a nice, powerful front flat foot as you drive up, okay? So what I mean by that, I'm in this position right here. Use that hip flexor to kick that leg in position from here. Nice front flat foot to drive through that heel and take myself to standing position. Good, good. Now we're gonna go back down to the mat, okay? This time, we're gonna bring knees together. I'm gonna show you from the side so you can see my back feet. But honestly, what do your feet do when you're sitting all day? Nothing. So we actually want to stretch out that heel, those toes. So we're gonna bring your knees together like this, okay? And then basically, we're gonna lean back, sit, and we basically wanna sit to the best of our ability on those feet if we can. As you can see, like I actually can't get my hips to my feet due to a past knee injury, and that's okay. Notice my toe flexion, okay? Or flexion on the backside. Notice I'm still pushing back, stretching out those toes, okay? And just sit. Basically, what we're gonna do is rise up and down out of this position. It's really simple, nothing fancy, but just stretching out those feet, calves, those lower extremities, that front tibia muscle, okay? We're gonna do this like 4 or 5 times. Really simple, sit back, come up. Sit back, come up, good. So we should be feeling a lot better, a little bit more warm. Now we're gonna actually stand up and do a few things. You can take that mat, put it to the side. We're just gonna do a simple couple basic movements for the pure purpose, get the blood flowing, make ourselves feel better. So we're standing square right here. Basically, all I want you to do is kick that back leg back, bring it up, try to touch your toe the best you can. So again, kick that leg back, okay? And then from there, drive it up, try to touch that toe. After you've done it a couple times, you've warmed up a little bit, try not to actually let that foot go back to the ground, and do that 5 times each side. Okay, that was 5 for my left. Coming over to my right. Notice my upper body rotation with that, okay? Continue to stretch out that thoracic. Good, good. Finally, I love these, do them all the time. Really good for you. We're gonna do some hip openers. Drive that knee up, kick out as far as you can. Keep that leg all the way back as far as you can. Bring it back to center. Other side, knee up, all the way back, almost into like a donkey kick, and bring it back to square. Let's do 5 of these. Out, as far as you can. Good. If you're like me, you've got some crack in hips. You feel that muscle as it's working through that rotation. And that's the whole point of it. Improve that hip socket and the rotation we have in that hip socket so we can move and feel better. Knee up, out, kick back. Good. Knee up. Oops, lost balance. And I want knee up, out, straight back. Good. One more. And back. Good. Thank you, everybody, for coming by today. I hope that woke you up. Hope you're feeling a little bit better, feeling stretched out in those hips a little bit. Everything we just did was a nice compensation for sitting every day. Fight that tension that's caused from sitting every day, feel a little better, make us more active. I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for coming by today. Thank you. Enjoy your day.